While most days in law enforcement involve routine traffic stops and issuing citations, there are those rare instances where the police stumble upon the most astonishing and unbelievable discoveries. In today's video, we'll share a few of these jaw-dropping moments with you. Here are 5 times cops have made a 1 in a million discovery. Number 5. The moment cops realize they found a nationally wanted kidnapper. On a seemingly ordinary day, police officers respond to a call about a suspicious car parked with an unconscious person inside. As the officers approach the vehicle, they find it securely locked and the person inside unresponsive. The cop tells his buddy that he can't find a way into the car.
It's all locked up. I can't reach my arm in there.
Well, you don't need to. Not when you got a beating stick.
So he grabs a stick and tries to wake the person inside.
Open up the door. Open up the door.
Oh, sorry.
Open up the door when he checks.
She starts to move and slowly wakes up from her nap. She's disoriented, seemingly confused about her surroundings. She introduces herself as Haley, explaining she was merely charging her phone and accidentally fell asleep.
Oh, my mom, I was out here. I was charging my phone. And I fell asleep.
What's your name?
Haley. My mom and him live right
Haley
here.
what?
It's a simple explanation, but the officers sense there's more to the story. Haley claims to be living nearby with her mother.
Yeah, my mom and him live right there.
Whose car?
My mom's. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry.
Yet she doesn't have any identification on her.
I don't have it on me.
The officers probe further, asking about the car. It belongs to her mom, she says. The officers' curiosity grows. Something doesn't quite add up. As the questioning continues, Haley maintains her innocence. She's just a young woman who fell asleep while charging her phone, but the officers are experienced and trained to read between the lines. They ask about her age.
I'm sorry.
You're not doing dope, are you?
No, I swear to God, I'm
How
not.
old are you?
I'm 23. I didn't. I'm not doing dope, I promise. No, that's the key.
And where she lives.
My dad and them live in the second apartment.
Where do you live at?
I'm staying with them, but I came out and charged my phone. I just come from Florida.
Did you?
Yeah, I was
What
in
part
the
of
hurricane.
Florida?
In the hurricane?
Were you?
But her story starts to crumble under the weight of their scrutiny. The officers delve deeper, asking about her life and her family. Haley talks about a sister named Ava.
How many sisters you got?
I have one sister,
What's her name?
Ava.
And about recently moving from Florida.
I just got down here.
Did you?
Yeah.
You say Florida?
Yes.
Well,
From
that'd be
County,
up.
Florida. Huh?
That'd be up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, up here.
Come over here a minute.
She's staying with her family, she says, and she just needed to charge her phone in the car and fell asleep. The officers listen, but their trained eyes catch inconsistencies, little details that don't match up. The officer confirms her age, sensing she's older than she claims.
Years old?
Yeah.
You're not lying to us, are you?
No, sir.
All right. You be truthful.
I am.
All right.
I don't have nothing on me, I promise.
Okay. You look a little older than 23.
The conversation takes a turn when they ask about her high school.
What high school did you go to?
Kettering Grandmont High School.
What year did you graduate?
And I just graduated.
But the officers are not convinced.
All right. We're going to have to ascertain your identity here. I hope you're not lying. Are you lying, young lady?
No.
Okay, have a seat.
The tension escalates as the officers confront her about her true identity. Haley admits her real name.
It's Brandy.
You got a warrant on you?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of warrant?
Just from failure to appear.
Well, now we know she's probably not just a woman who fell asleep in her car. There's something more, a hidden truth waiting to be uncovered. Brandy's confession opens up a Pandora's box of secrets. She has a warrant out for her arrest and a past shrouded in criminal activities. The initial charge was probation for petty theft, but there's more. 3 counts of aggravated robbery.
There's no charge.
I was in probation for that petty theft.
3 counts of aggravated robbery.
So she's a liar?
After digging into her info, the police stumble upon even more warrants and a colorful history of previous run-ins with the law.
Escape risk. She runs from the cops.
That murder?
Aggravated robbery 3 times. You got a lot of warrants here, Brittany.
They also uncover her real age.
How old are you really, Brandy? How much?
Honestly, Brandy, no one was buying that "I'm 23" story of yours from the get-go. To top it off, they find illegal substances on her, and she doesn't have a prescription for them.
You got dope in there?
Yep.
How much?
Dope.
A few things, Suboxone.
The car, a silent witness to the unfolding drama, holds its own secret. Plates that have been expired for over a year.
The plates have been expired for about a year.
It might seem like a small detail, but in the grand scheme of things, it adds another layer to the complexity of Brandy's story. It just goes to show that there's more to this whole situation than meets the eye. The officer ends up arresting Brandy and putting her in handcuffs.
No dope, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because they get down there,
No.
then you're going to make me look bad twice.
No.
What initially seemed like a routine call has turned into a complex situation for the officers, involving aggravated robbery and multiple warrants. They can't help but express their frustration at being misled and having their time wasted by a bunch of lies.
I'm going to call when you get down there, young lady. You lied to us and wasted our time and made me look bad in front of the other officer. Okay?
As the officers take Brandy into custody, her false identity crumbles, revealing her true self. While waiting at the station, the weight of her situation begins to sink in.
Have a seat over there, young lady.
Brandy's past warrants for armed robbery, kidnapping, and homicides have finally caught up with her, and she's now facing an additional charge of obstructing official business. Brandy's little charade with that fake age of 23 probably didn't do her any favors, did it? I mean, seriously, who in their right mind would believe that one? But you know what's even more telling? Her extensive criminal record that came to light. It's almost mind-boggling how she managed to snooze so peacefully with all those warrants lurking on her rap sheet. It's like a dose of reality catching up to her. And there's a certain satisfaction in seeing her finally face the consequences that have been chasing her for a while now. It's one of those moments that makes you appreciate how the truth has a way of catching up with you when you least expect it. Number 4. Police find 3 missing children in the forest. In the dense foliage of the Sam Houston National Forest, a story unfolds that captures the essence of duty and compassion. Equipped with his body camera, Montgomery County Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Jason Smith embarks on a mission that's anything but ordinary. He's searching for 3 young souls lost in the vastness of the woods. 3 children, 2 6-year-olds and a 7-year-old, had ventured off a main trail to play in a dry creek. The innocent adventure turns into an unintended ordeal as they find themselves disoriented and unable to trace their steps back. Night falls, and the forest, with its sprawling trees and underbrush, become their unintended shelter. As the sun rises the next day, hope flickers in the form of a Good Samaritan, a local man familiar with the forest. He discovers the children huddled under a fallen tree. He immediately contacts the authorities, setting the stage for Sergeant Smith's entry. Sergeant Smith arrives at the scene. His voice, captured on the body camera, cuts through the forest silence.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me.
Relief resonates in his words, a beacon of hope in the dense woods.
I got him. I got him. $8206. I'm going to bring him out.
He reports over the radio that he has found the kids.
I have the kids. If you want to track my radio location, I'm going to take them out to 224. Yeah.
The children are in the company of the Good Samaritan, who tirelessly searched all night for them. They meet with the officer, who reassures them that they're going to make it out of the woods.
I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
Good, ain't he? Ain't Jesus good?
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods?
The children, clearly shaken yet thankfully unharmed, react to his arrival. As they haven't eaten in the past 24 hours, they timidly request some cheeseburgers.
Now,
Come on, buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We're going to get something to eat. Okay? You want to hold my hand? We'll get out of here.
The officer's coat is quickly offered to the youngest kid to help keep him warm.
Soaking wet.
Here, you want my jacket? Can you wad it up?
His hands, look at his hands. They were down in the creek bottom all night.
And eventually it rained like...
The journey back is cautious but reassuring. Sergeant Smith leads the way, offering constant comfort through his words.
Hear the siren?
Yep.
We're going to go to the siren, okay?
Okay, I'm just gonna die.
We're going to take it slow.
And ensuring their safety.
You going to be able to make it? You need some help? Come on. Here, let's pick this. Grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong?
Surprisingly, the children stay positive and cheerful despite the circumstances, following the officer's guidance.
You good, buddy? Yeah. Let's pick this back up. Got it? You good? Let's powerhouse, okay? I got
They tackle some challenging paths in the forest, but the officer keeps their spirits up with words of encouragement.
Hey, you're doing good, bud. Great job.
I'm trying my best.
You're doing a great job. Little ma'am, you're doing a great job too.
Sergeant Smith lends a hand when one of the kids loses a shoe, helping them along.
Yeah, I'm a gardener now, huh?
I don't think
Lose your shoe? I got you.
The youngest kid even throws in a playful request to ride in a police car.
We're going to come out of here as a team. We'll take our time.
Do we have to ride in a police car? Because
Well, the ambulance is probably going to want to look at you. Make sure you're good.
It's nice to see them in good spirits despite getting lost in a wet, dark forest, isn't it? These children had set out on a playful adventure, only to find themselves stranded in a vast, unforgiving wilderness. Their nights spent under a tree, makeshift shelter and all, truly highlights their ordeal and remarkable bravery. These kids are incredibly admirable. The officer checks to see if they have any injuries, letting them know they'll get treated once they're out of the forest.
Take a breather for a minute.
dang it,
You good?
bleeding.
Okay, let's go. That's okay. We'll get you a Band-Aid, okay?
The kids stay patient and stick with the sergeant's guidance during the hike.
Yep. Just follow that little opening. Let's pick up the jacket, buddy.
I didn't know that was racist.
Sergeant Smith shows he really cares about them and reminds them not to wander too far ahead.
Don't get too far ahead, okay? I don't want to lose you again. I can't see the road yet, but we're close.
The rescue operation was an impressive collaborative effort with multiple agencies, helicopters, drones, tracking dogs, and off-road vehicles, all coming together to ensure the safety of the community's youngest members. Hundreds of officials dedicated themselves to the search, showcasing the collective determination to reunite the children with their families.
Let's come out to the road.
At long last, they make it to the road and are greeted warmly by their fellow members of the rescue team.
What? There you go, buddy. Look at you. You made it.
You can see Sergeant Smith's co-workers beaming with smiles, giving him a well-deserved round of applause for a job superbly done.
Good job, Ron.
Good. They're coming.
Confirm all
The kids emerging from the woods and being met by the first responders signals the end of their unexpected adventure. It's like a sigh of relief at that moment. And then, Sergeant Smith wraps it up with a friendly reminder about those cheeseburgers. Talk about a heartwarming ending to this extraordinary rescue mission.
Good job, buddy. We made it, huh? Good job, bud. Yeah. Hey, remind them about them cheeseburgers, okay?
It's the little things that make you smile, isn't it? Number 3. Traffic violation reveals suspect in 1994 Atlanta murder mystery. During a mundane traffic stop, a police officer crosses paths with Sekim, a driver on the cusp of an unexpected life twist. The officer, following protocol, asks Sekim his last name, and then instructs him to step out of the vehicle.
What's your last name?
Sikim.
Sikim. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have you go and step out the vehicle for me.
She's gonna come and get me.
Sekim, on the phone, hurriedly explains to someone that he's being taken into custody a mere 57 minutes away from his intended destination, the hospital.
You're about 57 minutes away from me. I was almost at the hospital.
Okay. Take this off for me.
Just send me what
As the situation unfolds, Sekim, in a state of disbelief, learns from the officers that he's being arrested for driving with a suspended license.
Here's what's going to happen, Sekim, okay? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to place you into custody today, okay? You're going to go down to jail.
Oh no.
You gotta get booked in. They're gonna take your fingerprints and picture and you.
He reacts with a mix of shock and desperation, revealing his heavy family responsibilities. He speaks of children, a sick uncle he cares for, and the household he runs.
Get a bond, but because you're driving on suspended license, you gotta go down to jail.
Sir, I did not know. I have children, I have a sick uncle, and I run the household.
I got you.
His voice trembles with the weight of his predicament.
Go ahead, turn around, put your hands on your back, please.
Please put Auntie on the
Put your hands
phone.
on your back. Who set the phone up on the car?
They put me under arrest right now.
Sekim's license suspension, unknown to him until this moment, mandates his custody.
No.
For driving with suspended license?
Driving with suspended license. I didn't know. And it's not even showing.
The law in Georgia, as the officer explains, differs from that in South Carolina.
Unfortunately, the law is different here in Georgia than it is in South Carolina. If you have a suspended license, you have to go down to the jail and get booked in.
Sekim's plea becomes more urgent. He requests the officer to speak to his aunt, who is on the speakerphone. He emphasizes his crucial role in his uncle's care, who's in the ICU.
No, please speak to her. Please speak to her. I'm the only one that can help with my uncle that's sick in ICU right now.
Sorry about that, but unfortunately, your son.
Please, sir.
You're driving a car.
The officer, sympathetic yet bound by duty, listens but proceeds with the arrest. Sekim's distress escalates as he realizes the full impact of his situation, not just on himself, but on his entire family.
Back to this other car.
Please, sir.
We're going to walk you to my partner's car. Come on.
Sir, please, my aunt is old. She's 80 years old. Sir, please.
Sekim pleads with the officer, emphasizing his responsibilities as a parent and the need to take care of his family at home.
Sir, I have a child at the house that they cannot take care of.
What all do you need out of your car?
Sir, I beg you. I beg you.
His appeals are heartfelt, but the officers are bound by their duty to uphold the law.
And then sit down in the seat. Slide your legs in.
Sir, I do for my entire family.
Okay. Well,
Do you know
I don't have a choice here, man. I'm telling you.
I told you I was not going to get in my car.
The officer discovers that Sekim is also driving without valid insurance and registration.
I wasn't going to get in
You
my
have a
car.
suspended license. You're driving a car without insurance. You've got that taken care of.
I've been doing it every
you got
day.
Suspended registration. You have to go down to the jail and get booked in.
In a desperate bid to resolve the situation, Sekim assures the officer he will not drive the car again. He pleads for understanding, his voice a mix of fear and hope. The officer, while empathetic, remains firm in his duty, explaining the process of booking and bonding out of jail.
Just take your photograph. They're going to take your fingerprints. They'll give you a bond amount. You can bond out, and then you can get on the way up to the hospital. But you can't drive.
Sir,
So have a seat for me, please.
As the officer prepares Sekim for custody, conducting a standard search, his concerns for his family pour out.
on everything, my aunt just had a stroke. My uncle just had a stroke 2.5 weeks ago. I'm here helping my family.
He speaks of his 13-year-old son at home, his elderly aunt, and his role as the family's backbone.
I don't even know who can come and bond me out. I don't even know who can come and bond me out. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a crook. Look how old I am.
His words paint a picture of a man caught in a web of responsibilities, now tangled in an unforeseen legal issue. Sekim tries to explain the possible cause of his license suspension, mentioning a car repossession incident.
I just found out, speaking to the deputy,
Yeah.
I just found out that maybe when we had a car that I had that got repossessed, that I didn't take my name off of it.
The officer raises his suspicions about the issue.
I wouldn't imagine that they'd suspend you for a repossession.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's no information's coming up. I won't drive. I'll have my cousin.
As Sekim is escorted to the police vehicle, his worries for his family continue to dominate the conversation.
Just speak to my aunt because I do everything for the house.
Okay.
I do everything. My son is there. He's only 13 years old. He does not know what's going on.
He asks the officer to communicate with his cousin about the arrest to ensure his family is informed and reassured.
Can you let my cousin know wherever it is I'm going? Could you let them know where it is to find me?
The officer, understanding the gravity of Sekim's situation, assures him of the opportunity to make phone calls once booked.
Yeah, so when you get there, you'll be able to call them.
How can I call them?
When they book you in, they'll give you some phone calls, so you can call them.
Throughout the interaction, Sekim's primary concern is his family's well-being.
Why? I thought you was gonna let my cousin pick me up. Why did this happen?
I'm sorry.
Deputy, so many people rely upon me. You do not know.
The officers reassure Sekim, explaining the booking process and the possibility of a quick release if he can secure a bond.
I can get in and get out?
Yeah, like they'll book you in. If you have somebody that can bond you out, you have a preset bond, so you can bond out of jail. You don't have to wait to see a judge.
Sekim repeatedly emphasizes the critical role he plays in his family's lives, especially in the care of his sick uncle and the support of his elderly aunt.
How much is that?
I'm not quite sure. They'll give it to you when we get there, okay? We'll work with you, alright? We'll try to get you out as quick as possible.
My uncle is sick.
He's anxious about the potential consequences his absence will have on his family, including a poignant human element to the unfolding legal process.
I'm afraid because my uncle is in the ICU, and I'm the only one that goes and checks on him.
Okay.
I'm the only one that sees my household. I take care of my 13-year-old son there.
As the video wraps up, Sekim is on his way to jail, no doubt filled with concerns about his family. But here's where things take an unexpected turn during the booking process. Sekim's true identity is unveiled through a fingerprint check, and it's a shocker. It turns out that Sekim is not who he claims to be. He's actually Mohammed Bilal, a fugitive wanted for the fatal shooting of 18-year-old Jafford Tucker in a case dating all the way back to 1994 at the Oakland City Transit Station in southwest Atlanta. I mean, talk about a plot twist, right? This revelation adds a whole new layer of drama to the story, turning what started as a routine traffic stop into a significant breakthrough in a decades-old cold case. It just goes to show that you never really know what's lurking beneath the surface. And sometimes, the past has a way of catching up with you when you least expect it. I've got to be real here for a moment. I found myself feeling a bit sympathetic towards Sekim at one point. He almost had me convinced of his innocence, especially when he started talking about his family. That really tugged at my heartstrings. But you know how it goes, right? The truth tends to have a sneaky way of coming to the surface, no matter how hard someone tries to hide it or deny it. Number 2. Arrests follow shocking discovery of child neglect in family home. You know, there are some parents out there who just don't seem cut out for the job. And trust me, this next case is a prime example. In a suburban neighborhood, a disturbing discovery unfolds. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office receives calls from concerned neighbors. They report hearing children screaming from inside a residence. The situation is alarming, the community's peace shattered by cries of distress. The officer's attention is immediately drawn to the children. They hear a small child's desperate cries accompanied by loud banging noises.
Is that someone passed out on the ground right there?
It's a child banging his juice cup against the wall, pleading for something to drink. The scene outside the house is no less troubling. Large piles of trash near the front door, a foul smell emanating from inside. As they come closer to the house, a grim picture emerges. Trash litters the floor of every room, the disarray overwhelming. Cockroaches swarm the floors, walls, and even the refrigerator. They crawl in the beds, dangerously close to a child's pacifier. The mother, standing at the door, appears disoriented. Her response is slow and uncertain.
Hello?
Are you guys looking for someone?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you the mother of these children here?
Yeah, what's up?
They've been screaming and crying?
She claims the children, almost 2 and 3 years old, are merely playing.
Yeah, they're playing. They have the windows open. That's what they do.
They're not playing, ma'am.
Right, well, he looks like he needs some juice or something. He's showing me his cup.
Yeah, I was just about to go get them.
But the officers are not convinced. The kids aren't playing. They're in distress.
Okay, well, we're getting complaints that they feel like there's children in distress over there.
As the officers probe further, the mother's answers become more erratic.
They're very loud and they scream a lot.
Yeah, it's called a kid.
Yeah. They scream a lot and they're very,
How old are they?
The officer's concern deepens. They question her about supervision. She claims she was just with them, yet the situation suggests otherwise.
almost 2 and 3. They're very
Is anybody supervising them?
Yeah, I was just in there. Like, I was just in there getting them stuff.
The children are locked in a room, surrounded by potential choking hazards, their cries for help being ignored.
So there's like 10,000 choking hazards in there that they're locked in that room and nobody's in there supervising them as they're screaming for the whole neighborhood to call us.
Is that bright in your eyes?
The officers also inform the mother that their neighbors have noticed this happens more than once.
And this apparently has not been the first time from all your neighbors calling in, saying that they hear this multiple times throughout the week.
The conversation shifts to the children's well-being. The officers notice the sagging diapers and suspect they need changing. The mother acknowledges it's been over an hour since the last diaper change.
When was the last time you even changed their diapers? As it's sagging there, probably full.
They had a ton of juice, and it was probably an hour and a half ago.
They express concern about the safety of the environment.
Does this seem to be a safe environment for your children?
Yeah, it's completely safe. It's just, they're very, very loud and vocal.
Despite the visible disarray and presence of cockroaches, the mother insists it's safe.
I'm not enthused so far, to be honest with you.
Neither am I.
You notice the cockroaches on the walls?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can see the...
So the screen was in there.
The officers also spot holes in the window screens.
The screen was in, but you see how they had the holes and stuff where they're pushing their fingers through, and I mean, I feel like you could easily push that out if you actually tried.
Okay.
The caseworker arrives to assess the distressing situation, as described by the officer.
She seemed tired, groggy, kind of out of it, like she just awoken. And they were banging on the door that was locked from the other side. With an empty juice cup. Mommy.
The decision is made.
So based on our findings tonight, okay, we do have probable cause to make the arrest on both of you. Okay?
The officers, having gathered enough evidence, decide to arrest both parents for child neglect.
Alright, so both of y'all are going to be going to jail tonight for child neglect.
They explain that the Department of Children and Families will take custody of the children, and that they'll stay with a relative.
Okay, DCF has obviously custody of the kids, and they're going to be staying with your sister, cousin. Is that what it is?
The parents are upset, facing tough financial and family issues.
Yeah, with what? We have no money. I have no family.
I understand, but we have probable cause to make the arrest. Okay?
We don't tolerate this.
But the officers stand firm, knowing it's their duty.
The conditions they're in is unsafe for them in general. Completely unsatisfactory.
As the officers get ready to take the parents into custody, they express concern for the mother's well-being. She's visibly distressed, hitting her head against the car partition.
I know you're upset about your kids, but you hitting your head against that glass is not going to do anything.
The officers remind her of her children, who need her.
You have 3 little ones that care about you, that are waiting for you.
The mother is informed that she must undergo a standard hospital clearance procedure.
So let's just get this over with, okay? We're going to go get you cleared at the hospital. If you don't want to get any treatment or anything, you'll just have to tell them that.
I don't want to go to the hospital.
She voices her reluctance, expressing her dislike for hospitals. But the officers assert the necessity.
Fill it out now. I don't want to go there at all. I hate Advent. They treat me like shit.
Okay, perfectly fine. It's not your decision, it's ours, okay? Our policy states you're going to have to go.
It's not a matter of personal preference, but a policy to ensure her well-being.
If you sign out AMA, that's not a problem. You don't have to get out of the car. That's not a problem, okay? At the end of the day, this is what is happening. I'm very sorry to be the one to tell you that.
Once again, the officer kindly reminds her to refrain from hitting her head against the partition.
Please do not hit your head against my partition. All it's going to do is hurt and damage my car, okay?
The video concludes with the officers shutting the car door. The parents now in custody, and the future of the children entrusted to DCF.
Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns at this point in time?
No.
Great. Close the door. Let's go.
All right, I'm going.
Well, let me fill you in on what's next for the parents, Christina Coe and Gilbert Bridewell. Unfortunately, things are about to get real serious for them. They're in the process of getting arrested and are headed straight to the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility. They're looking at 3 counts of felony child neglect without great bodily harm. It's a pretty serious situation they've landed themselves in. So you see, it's not exactly a walk in the park for them right now. Those charges definitely put them in a tight spot. They've got some heavy consequences to face. And it's all because of the poor choices they've made. And here's the thing, It's tough not to feel for those kids. I mean, they're at that age where they rely on care and protection to thrive. So seeing them in that state is genuinely disheartening. You can't help but hope that following this ordeal, they'll finally get the care and attention they rightfully deserve. We all wish them a chance at a safer, happier, and brighter future. These little ones definitely deserve it. Number 1. M13 gang leader's identity revealed during traffic stop. In our next and final case, a traffic stop will reveal yet another shocking discovery. It's June 7th, a day like any other for the state patrol trooper on duty. He spots a vehicle tailgating another car, a simple traffic violation. But little does he know that this stop is far from ordinary. The video kicks off with the trooper signaling the car to pull over.
How you doing? Doing all right? Is this a rental car?
Yes.
Okay, did you rent it?
I rented it.
Okay, do you have the rental agreement on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside the vehicle, there are 3 individuals. The driver, a 26-year-old named Gabriel Lopez, the front passenger, a 33-year-old named Edenilson Velasquez Laren, and chilling in the back seat is 31-year-old Bianca Garcia. The trooper strolls over, completely oblivious to the fact that he's about to come face to face with someone who's tied to one of the most notorious gangs on the planet. As he converses with the occupants, the trooper's body camera captures every moment. Garcia, the translator of the group, explains they're traveling from Colorado to New York.
Yes.
Gotcha. Where are you guys heading to? To New York? Gotcha. What takes you to New York? Oh, that's where you're from. Yeah. What took you to Colorado?
She's the one who rented the car, needing to return it to Denver by the 13th. According to Garcia, their purpose in New York is to work with Bear Logistics, doing Amazon deliveries.
Work.
Oh, okay.
Better pay.
Oh, okay. Who you work for?
Bear Logistics.
What is it?
It's an Amazon delivery.
Oh, okay. I saw it said Amazon on here.
Oh, yeah.
A simple story, but something doesn't quite add up. The officer asks for more details about their New York trip and some personal info from Garcia.
5 days.
What part?
Long Island.
Long Island?
Yeah.
So you grew up there then, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Did you like it there?
Yes.
Then, the officer asks about her companions and her relation to them.
Okay. How about these guys? How do you know these guys?
He's my fiance.
Okay.
He's his cousin.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The trooper's routine questions continue. He asks about work visas, and Garcia reveals Velasquez Laren doesn't have one.
Like a work visa or?
¿Tiene alguna visa para trabajar?
No. Okay. All right.
But he hands over a Salvadoran passport.
Thank you.
The trooper, still unaware of the gravity of the situation, decides to run their information for warrants.
Alright, I'm not going to issue a citation or anything like that, alright? I'm just going to run your information, make sure there's no wants and warrants, make sure you guys are valid to get you out of here, okay? Alright, thank you.
It's standard procedure, but this time, it's about to break the case wide open. As the trooper returns to the vehicle, he's not alone. Accompanying him is a border patrol agent.
This agent wants to speak to you, he's going to have you step out, okay?
The atmosphere shifts. The agent asks Velasquez Laren and Lopez to step out of the car.
I'll have you come out here real quick. Any weapons on you or anything?
No.
Pistoles?
No,
okay.
not
Can I pat you down real quick? I'll check your waistband real quick.
Tension mounts as the agent converses with them. Then, in a moment that feels like it's straight out of a crime drama, Velasquez Laren is taken into custody.
I'm just going to put you back here for just a second, okay? Just one memento.
No problem.
Right. Let's have a seat right here, okay?
Okay.
The revelation hits like a thunderbolt. Velasquez Laren isn't just any passenger. He's an alleged leader of La Mara Salvatrucha, better known as MS-13, a gang infamous for its brutal crimes and international reach. This seemingly mundane traffic stop has just unearthed a high-profile figure from the criminal underworld. The charges against Velasquez Laren are severe. A 48-count federal indictment accuses him and 23 other alleged gang members of numerous acts of senseless violence, all in the name of loyalty to their gang. Velasquez Laren, in particular, is accused of ordering the murder of rival gang members and dealing with illegal substances. This man, sitting quietly in the front seat of a rental car, is allegedly responsible for orchestrating a reign of terror. You know, it's quite the head-scratcher when you think about it. I mean, the crimes that Laren's been mixed up in are no joke. yet they all appear surprisingly relaxed in that car. But I've got to say, Bianca Garcia really stood out to me in all of this. She had this cool, collected vibe going on. No sign of nerves whatsoever. She's there, chatting away with the officer, talking about her job and life story like it's just another walk in the park. Not a care in the world. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? When you're in cahoots with a gang leader, maybe fibbing to an officer doesn't feel all that intimidating anymore. It's like they've seen it all and done it all, and nothing can ruffle their feathers. The whole scene just leaves you shaking your head in disbelief. But hey, that's the world we live in, full of surprises and unexpected twists. Well, folks, we've come to the end of this roller coaster ride through some mind-blowing police discoveries. I mean, who would have thought that routine traffic stops would lead to uncovering wanted criminals, right? But you know what's been stuck in my mind up until this point? Those two little babies stuck in those tough conditions. It's hard not to feel for them, isn't it? My heart genuinely goes out to those little ones. Now I'm curious, which discovery from our list left you scratching your head the most? Come on, don't hold back. Share your thoughts down in the comments. Let's get talking. Also, check out our other stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time.